Hold on tight, because you're about to discover 3 ultra-rare US coins that turned ordinary people into overnight millionaires. We're talking jaw-dropping values of $50,000, $80,000, even up to $100,000 or more. These aren't ancient treasures buried in caves, they could be hiding in your pocket change right now. Especially one shocking Washington $quarter error coin that's rewriting numismatic history. If you think coins are just spare change, think again. These valuable mistakes have collectors fighting to get their hands on them. Stick around to the end, you won't believe what we uncovered. Moneybag fire. The 1998 D quarter was made in Denver. That's what the small d stands for on the coin. Over 800 million of these quarters were made, so they are not rare just because of how many were made. You can find them all over. Most are only worth face value, just 25 cents. Even a shiny one that has not been used much might be worth just a few dollars. But some rare ones with mint mistakes can be worth a lot more. That's where things get exciting. A mint mistake is when the coin is made wrong at the US Mint. These are not fake coins. They are real US coins that were made by accident. But because they are different, they are very special to collectors. And collectors are always ready to pay extra for something rare and unique. One of the most famous types of mint mistakes is a double die. This means that the design on the coin, like the words or the picture, looks like it was printed twice. It's usually not super clear, but you can see the letters or numbers looking thicker or like they have shadows. If you find a 1998 D quarter with a double die, it could be worth $50 to $150 or more, depending on how strong the doubling looks and how good the condition is. Another rare error is called an off-center strike. This happens when the coin isn't centered properly when it's made, so part of the design is missing. Some of these look really cool. If the design is off-center by about 50% or more, and you can still see the date, that coin could be worth $100 to $200 or even more. The bigger the error, the more it can be worth. There are also coins with die cracks. These coins have raised lines on them caused by a cracked die. That's the tool that stamps the image onto the coin. If you see what looks like a weird line or mark that's raised up from the surface and it's not from wear or scratches, it might be a die crack. These can be worth $60 to $100, again depending on how big the crack is and where it shows. Another cool error to look for is the wounded eagle quarter. That's when the eagle on the back of the coin has a line going through its body, almost like a cut or wound. This happens because of a problem in the die, and it makes the coin very special. People have paid over $400 for a 1998 D quarter with this kind of error. Now, it's true that most 1998 D quarters are not worth much. Even some of the nicer ones, graded high by experts, like MS-67, only go for around $30 to $100. One sold at auction for about $1,500, but that was almost perfect, something you almost never see. So, don't expect every shiny coin to be worth a ton. But if your coin has an error, things change fast. To check if your coin is special, look closely. Use a magnifying glass if you have one. Check the letters, the numbers, and the eagle on the back. Look at the edge of the coin, too. If it seems off, thicker than normal, or the picture looks strange, it could be worth checking online. Search for photos of rare 1998 D quarters and compare. And if you think you found something good, you can send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. They are trusted companies that can tell you if your coin is real and how much it might be worth. Some people think that the 1998 D quarter is worth millions. That's not really true. No one has found a 1998 D quarter worth that much money. There is no proof that a 1998 D quarter has sold for millions. Still, that doesn't mean the coin isn't exciting. Because even though it's not worth millions, it might be worth hundreds or thousands, and that's still amazing for something most people overlook. The truth is, coin hunting is a little bit like treasure hunting. You go through your change, you look carefully, and maybe, just maybe, you find a coin that makes your day. The 1998 D quarter is a fun one to search for because there are so many around, but only a few with the right kinds of mistakes. And if you find one of those rare ones, you could be looking at real money. This coin is also important because it was made right before a big change. In 1999, the U.S. Mint started making state quarters. That means the 1998 design was the last year of the original eagleback before the new state design started. So that makes it a little bit special, even without mistakes. Some collectors just like to have the last coin before the big change. So, next time you get change from the store or break open your piggy bank, take a close look at your quarters. If you see one with 1998 and a D on it, don't spend it right away. Flip it over. Look at the eagle. Look for lines, extra marks, doubled letters, or anything that seems different. Even small things could mean big value. And remember, most people don't check their coins. They spend them without even thinking. But you're smarter than that. Now you know what to look for. That gives you a big chance to find something rare, something that others miss. It all started in 1965 when America was running out of silver. The coin experts and lawmakers decided to switch to a cheaper copper-nickel mix. That year, new rules made all dimes and quarters be made with this new metal. But at the mint, things were chaotic: stamps, machines, blanks, they were all moving fast to keep up with demand. And in that frenzy, some leftover 90% silver blanks from earlier quarters somehow ended up fed into a machine with the new 1965 dies. The result? A 1965 quarter that looks normal, but is made of silver. Wikipedia, coinweek.com, 33rd square. Now, these silver 1965 quarters are not just rare, they're jaw-droppingly rare. Experts estimate there are fewer than 100 out there, in all grades combined, 33rd square. When one of these shows up, collectors lose it. For example, one with a grade of MS62, meaning uncirculated, but not perfect, sold for $16,800 at auction. Another, in slightly lower grade, 58 Australian dollars, sold for $14,687.50, Jacqueline Stallone. U.S. coins value, coinweek.com. Even lower grade examples, like one graded XF45, lightly worn, sold for around $7,800 to $9,300, History Tools, 33rd square, JacquelineStallone.com. Imagine raising viewers' eyebrows by saying, "You might have a coin in your pocket worth more than your TV, not kidding." That's the kind of energy that keeps people watching. Mention that even common 1965 quarters, if in perfect, minty condition, can fetch hundreds or even a few $1,000s. One in MS67 plus condition sold for $11,400 not long ago, coleccionistasdemonedas.com. So, how can someone at home tell if they've stumbled on gold, well, silver? 2 easy steps. First, check the coin's rim. A regular 1965 clad quarter has a copper-colored inner line when you look at the edge. But a silver one will be pure gray, no copper showing. U.S. coins value, 33rd square, the sun. Second, weigh it. A silver quarter tips the scales at about 6.25 grams, while a normal clad one weighs around 5.67 grams, the sun. U.S. coins value, the Hindu, cointrackers.com. It's that simple. If it ticks both boxes, it might be one of those rare errors. And yes, collectors do pay big bucks for these mistakes. One collector filmed themselves explaining how someone had turned a regular coin into $5,000 or more just by checking the rim and weight, the sun. Another coin expert with a massive following said people had sold 1965 quarters for $5,462, $7,200, and $8,400 just because of silver strikes, the sun. That kind of talk spreads fast on social media. Imagine people pausing their scrolling and grabbing pennies off the coffee table to weigh them all of a sudden. Of course, not every coin that looks silver will hold up. Because these are so rare, authenticating them through trusted grading services like PCGS or NGC is essential before passing one off on the auction block. 33rd Square, coinweek.com. It's easy for fakes to appear, or for someone to mistake a different error for the silver variety. But silver planchet strikes aren't the only exciting errors from 1965. There are some truly bizarre finds. Some quarters were struck on wrong planchets, like dime blanks, penny blanks, even nickel blanks, meaning the quarter design was slapped onto a coin blank that didn't fit. One struck on a dime blank sold for about $4,600 to $4,900, and one on a penny blank sold for around $5,175, JacquelineEstalone.com, 33rd Square. Off-center strikes, when the design misses part of the coin, can go for hundreds to over $1,000, depending on how dramatic the error. 33rd Square, History Tools. Double die errors, where letters or numbers double up, can reach up to $1,650 or so, especially in decent grades. The Hindu, coleccionistasdemonedas.com, Hobby Huddle. And the rarest of the rare, double tail errors, where both sides show the eagle tail design, have fetched $41,000 to as much as $80,000, though only about 3 are known for quarters from around 1965 to 1967. Craftbuds, coleccionistasdemonedas.com, The Hindu. The drama is real. You can bring viewers along with you as you sift through possibilities. Could it be silver? Could be wrong planchet. Could be off-center, maybe double die, or, if I'm really lucky, a double tail worth more than most cars. That kind of suspense, mixed with clear instructions and crazy auction numbers, makes your video an adventure. Wrapping it up, let your audience know that 1,965 quarters started as everyday change, but mistakes made them the kind of coins that can sell for thousands, tens of thousands, or maybe hundreds of thousands. This is not a dream. This coin is real. It's a 1992 D Washington quarter. That little D under the date means it was made in Denver. Over 390 million of these coins were made. Most of them are normal. Most of them are only worth 25 cents. Even the shiny ones in great condition are worth just a few bucks. But a tiny number of them have a mistake. A rare error. And that error makes them worth big money. The special coin is known as the close AM quarter. It is called that because the letters A and M in the word America on the back are closer than normal. On most 1992 quarters, the A and M have a little space between them. That's the way the design is supposed to look. But on some rare coins, the space is gone. The letters almost touch. This happened by accident. The US Mint used the wrong design for the back of the coin. This mistake is very rare. Most people don't even know it exists. They spend a coin and never look twice. But collectors know. They search every day, hoping to find one. And when they do, they are ready to pay big money. Some of these close AM quarters have sold for $20,000, $30,000, even $50,000. And some experts believe that in perfect condition, a coin like this could sell for $80,000 or even $100,000. That's right. One little coin. One mistake. And it could be worth more than a brand new car. Maybe even more than a house in some places. And the best part? It might be sitting in your pocket right now. The close AM error is not easy to spot. You have to look very closely. You may need a magnifying glass. Look at the back of the coin. Find the word America. Now look at the A and the M. Are they far apart? If yes, it's a regular coin. But if they are almost touching, you might have the rare one. Hold it carefully. Don't clean it. And don't spend it. If you think you found one, show it to an expert. You can take it to a coin shop. Or you can send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can check if it's real. They can grade its condition. And they can help you find out how much it's worth. Even a coin with scratches can still sell for thousands if it has the close AM error. But the close AM is not the only error to look for. The 1992 D quarter has a few more surprises. Some coins were made off-center. That means the design is not in the middle of the coin. These can be worth $50, $100, or more, depending on how far off it is. The more off-center, the more it can be worth. Other coins were struck on the wrong metal. Some were made on a dime blank. That means they are smaller than a normal quarter. These errors can sell for $200 or more. Some coins are missing the outer layer, showing a copper color on one side. These can also be worth a few $100s. There are also coins with die cracks. These show up as lines or bumps on the surface of the coin. They happen when the tool used to strike the coin gets damaged. Some people love these errors too. They may not be worth as much as a close AM, but they can still sell for $50 to $100 or more. But let's be real. The close AM is the big one. It's the coin that every collector dreams about. And it's not just a story. It has been found before. Real people have sold them. Real collectors have paid huge prices. And you could be next. The US Mint made this mistake only a few times. In 1992, they were preparing new coin designs. The new design for the back of the coin had the A and M close together. But somehow, a few of these backs got used on the old 1992 quarter. It was a small mistake. No one noticed at the time. But now, it's a big deal. Because these coins are so rare, they are like gold to collectors. Most people don't check their coins. They toss them in jars. They spend them without looking. But smart people, like you, know better. Now you know what to look for. And that gives you a chance. A real chance to find a coin that could change your life. So go check your change. Look through that coin jar. Ask your family if they have old coins. Look at every 1992 quarter you can find. Check for that D under the date. Flip it over. Look for the word America. Are the A and M close? Then you might be holding a treasure. Even if you don't find one right away, keep looking. Coin collecting takes patience. But every coin you check brings you one step closer. And when you do find that rare coin, it will be worth it. Think about it. One small coin. Just 25 cents. But with one tiny error, it can be worth as much as $100,000. That's the kind of story people talk about for years. That's the kind of find that makes the news. And it could happen to you.